welcome to NCTV. I'm Katelyn Cooper, your anchor for today. In our first story, although most people's blood is red, here at NC, we bleed orange. Here's a story about the recent blood drive that just happened that many students and faculty participated in.
So National Honor Society hosts the blood drive every year. Just as a competition, there's the Peach Basket basketball game, and we just kind of incorporate that into the whole rivalry and just kind of all coming together for a good cause.
United Blood Services, we collect blood for basically the entire state of Wyoming, as well as the rest of the Rocky Mountain region. We go out, we try to get as much as we can. It's used for patients all over the state who may have been in car wrecks or may have other injuries. It also goes sometimes to cancer patients, a variety of different things. High schools are one of my favorite places to do it. I think the reason I really enjoy seeing us come to high schools is because it's an opportunity for us to connect with young people and let them see the importance of giving blood. It's not that hard. What makes it so great in high schools though is that high schoolers tend to be much more inquisitive than our average donor, so I love that moment of getting to interact with our donors. So whenever you donate a unit of blood, it can actually be separated into individual components. We usually are looking for red blood cells, which is the oxygen carrying component of your blood, the plasma, which is kind of like the fluid that your blood basically carries everything along with, and the platelets, which help control the clotting of your blood. So when we send our blood off to the lab, they will separate it into those individual components, which means that you could have 3 different people receiving 3 different components of your blood. So the whole process usually takes anywhere from about 45 minutes to an hour. The actual blood draw is fairly short. You're only going to be in that chair for probably about 8 to 10 minutes. We need to make sure that you go through our interview process, which can take about 15 minutes, and then afterwards you need to stick around with us for about another 15 minutes to make sure you're feeling well and healthy before you head out the door. It's been a very steady day, which is the kind of thing that we want to see.
Fantastic. Now for today's trivia question for you guys to be able to win a really cool movie. Today's trivia question is name this book. Hit number 1, I was recently made into a movie. Hit number 2, I am part of a dystopian trilogy. And hit number 3, the name of my main male character is also the French word for oven. Best of luck to all of you, and leave your answers in the live chat below. For our next story, next up we have our varsity basketball team getting their heads in the game. If you guys didn't get to see the Peach Basket Assembly last week, here's your chance to see what you missed. Who knew our boys basketball team could dance like that? Now that we've covered the assembly, here's on to the game. For those of us who didn't get to go to the Peach Basket last week, here's the highlights. Congratulations to our winning teams. Go Mustangs and Phillies. Next up, we have a special guest today, Jordan Allender. Jordan and I are both at Oliver, a musical that's starring at K-Dub next week. Well, we're going to ask each other some questions and we're going to have 30 seconds to answer them. Are you ready, Jordan?
Yeah.
Alrighty. First question. What's your favorite musical number in Oliver and why?
I'd have to say My Name because it's Bill Sykes' big number and I get to laugh because I get to see my friend Logan pee himself on stage, which is pretty great.
My favorite has to be I Shall Scream because I think it's hilarious when Widow Corny sits down in Bumble's lap and he's like, because he didn't realize that she was that heavy. What is the background of your character?
Right? I don't really have a background. We're going to just say that I'm kind of a poor working class citizen.
I'm an uppity lady. What is the favorite thing you get to do in the show and why?
I would say when we get to Canoodle in Boom Pop, you get to go backstage. It's kind of fun. I enjoy it.
Has to be my favorite too. And then who's your favorite character and why?
My favorite character has to be Bill Sykes. I feel like he's just misunderstood. I mean, yeah, he's the bad guy and he killed... Oh, I'm not going to give it away. I can't do that, can I? But no, it has to be Bill Sykes.
Mine has to be Nancy because I'm the romantic and she's just so awesome. And that was like 60 seconds and not 30, but that's okay. That's it for the question round. Now, next, here's our story about Oliver. The musical Oliver has been in Kelly Walsh history for many years, and now, for Stinelli's last year before retirement, we are bringing the musical back. The story follows a young boy named Oliver Twist who gets in a whole lot of trouble for asking the question, "Please, sir, may I have some more?" What? With songs like I Shall Scream, I Shall Scream, I Shall Scream. Your funeral.
You're fond of overeating, that's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
Starve yourself by undereating, that's your funeral. My funeral. Shed lies the earth descended on you, Lord my God. You can't come back when you're buried underneath the soil.
And pick a pocket or two.
Dear object, passing by, something nice takes his eye. Everything's clear, unchecked the rear, and there's a bigger pocket or two.
There's something for everybody. Performances are February 25th, 26th, and 27th at the Kelly Walsh Theater at 7:30 p.m. And then there's a matinee Saturday, February 27th at 2 p.m. You can purchase tickets by going to the Kelly Walsh main office and purchasing them there, or you can contact Jordan Allender or myself, Katelyn Cooper, and we can hook you up with tickets. Come join the show with us, and you can consider yourself one of us. I hope to see you all next week at the show. Now for the winner of our trivia question. Esmeralda Cortez for answering Divergent by Veronica Roth. Thank you, Mrs. Yearhammer, for letting your class watch. Now for our next story, and our final story of the day, Mr. Halstead demonstrates a hydrogen balloon. Let's take a look.
What leads us to think during this chemical reaction there might be a color change?
Because the first one changed color and it had the CaCl, and this one has the same thing, so it might do the same.
Okay. We're studying chemical reactions, so basically today we took kids and we just dumped stuff together to see what would happen.
$15.
We got a color change, but we're missing it. There's one key factor that leads to color change. Phenol red.
Phenol red, if you heard, is an indicator. And so we're using it to indicate if it's acids or if it's bases.
The final thing that we do, kind of the grand finale, is we produce hydrogen gas, and we do that by mixing aluminum and sodium hydroxide, and we trap the hydrogen in a balloon and then turn the lights off and let it go off, much like the Hindenburg.
All right, how cool. That's it for today's stories. Thank you for watching NCTV, straight from the Mustangs, or in my case, Philly's mouth. Make sure to tune in next week at 3 p.m. for NCTV.